America is falling in love with the burger. Introducing the Super Deluxe Jumbo Juicy Burger. 2.5 pounds of sizzling pure all beef. Try the burger. You'll fall in love.
Gentlemen, we have perfected the code.
How far are you willing to go?
We'll do whatever you advise.
Hey, Leon. What's up?
What?
Hey, question.
What?
How does stupid shit like this get made?
I think I have an answer for that. Now, you saw this movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the only reason I'm asking, because there's a point when I'm watching a movie at midnight, and I'm kind of wondering, like, have I fallen asleep? Things seem like they make sense, and they completely don't make any sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I heard other people around me going, "What the fuck?" I was like, all right, so other people are seeing this.
Hey, you know what?
And you saw it today.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nightmares are made of this, too. Because I'm sitting up there thinking, man, you know, hey, Leon, it's too soon, brother. It's too soon. I'm just coming down off Oogie Loves, man. I can't be looking at some crazy shit like this soon.
Man, that's what cracked me up, because you were co-host describing Oogie Loves. I was like, wow, it sounds like I missed the craziest movie anybody could ever see. Nope.
No.
All I had to do was wait one more day, and little did I realize, right around the corner.
People, bypass your local drug dealer and do something legal. Go see a double feature of Oogie Loves and this bullshit here, Branded. I mean, because this is crazy.
It is. It would have been completely dull, except that it's just so almost random and fucking stupid that you just sit there like, I normally should get up and leave, but I gotta see what it's gonna do next.
Oh man, see that's the horror of this movie right here. Is that you're right. I can't say it any clearer. I wish I could give you some intelligent description of this, but it's fucking stupid.
It is.
I mean, and I'm sitting in the theater. There's not that many people there. There's about 6 people that were in there with me that came to see it in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling so embarrassed to be watching this with them, because I mean, one dude just said, fuck it. He just walked out. I mean, I'm not lying again.
No, I believe it.
Dude just said, why am I here? I was so embarrassed watching this with people because it is so bad, but I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Right when I said this is just dull, they start to get downright crazy. Let me tell you, I can sum this movie up for you, and you're gonna think I'm just saying random shit. I'm not. All this shit is in the movie, and it happens just like this. Max von Sydow has a plan to sell more hamburgers by making fat people attractive and sexy again. Meanwhile, this young advertising genius sacrifices a cow and pours all the blood on himself, which allows him to see that the ads have actually come to life. They're creatures who attach themselves to people's brains, and that's what makes them want to eat more hamburgers and buy more stuff. Am I lying about this?
No, you're not lying.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like in the simplicity of your explanation still doesn't get across just how crazy this movie is. Because you're right. It does open with Max von Sydow. You go like, Max von Sydow always plays a villain. He's got to be the bad guy, and the fast food revenues are down. The World Corporation of Fast Food comes to him because he is that ad genius, aka the devil.
Meanwhile, the ad people, they're like mob bosses. They sit around a table.
Say, what can you do to help us? I can help you, but it depends on how far you're willing to go. Well, I'll do anything that's legal, that's within the bounds of being legal. Oh, my friend, you're not willing to go far enough.
No.
Oh, shit.
The era of fast food has passed. But I do have a proposal. Something which exceeds the limits of marketing in its traditional form. A plan which will change the world. Together, we will make fat beautiful again. But first a question. How far are you willing to go to solve your problems?
Whatever it takes. Within the limits of the law, of course.
I'm afraid that's not far enough.
A collection of stars that's a constellation of a cow That's what's narrating this entire almost 2-hour movie.
By the way, that's a huge spoiler.
You think so? Because it opens with that.
No, it doesn't. It opens with him looking at a cow. It opens with him looking at a constellation, and the cow looks down at him and says, "Mrr." Now the movie. Now I don't give a fuck because really, it really spoiled. But I mean, for that person that just loves to yell spoiler, you did give the end of the movie.
Okay.
But I will say this. Yeah. After that, the movie's narrated by a woman that you do not see. You don't know what this narrator has to do with anything. Oh, it's just a random narration. And then, at the very end of the movie, the cow looks at the screen and says, "And that's the story," or whatever. I'm just like, man.
The thing is that this movie is very random because you're starting with that whole thing about, fast food conglomerate mob bosses, the fast food cartel. They've decided, hey, rather the way to get hamburger sales up is to just make fat sexy again.
Yeah.
They put on a reality show where they're going to take a fat girl and make her skinny, but that doesn't work out. And our main character, some Russian dude named Mishka, some young guy, it's all about his story and him trying to make this thing happen. Now, within this are flashbacks within flashbacks, random flashbacks that actually don't have much to do with this at all. You got Jeffrey Tambor as sort of his mentor for a while until he finally says, fuck this, and finds an exit out of the movie. Lily Sobieski, who, if there's anything in this movie, I was like, wow, this girl's really cute. She's really grown up in a good way. I mean, granted, she was grown from a DNA sample from Helen Hunt, which I assume there was a side project that was called Project Jennifer Lawrence to make one of those too. But it's just like you follow them, but there's a point where he goes crazy.
Dude, you know what? Let me just say
you're right.
Leon,
you're right.
You're telling
realized,
people about crazy shit.
No. I just realized I'm going down a rabbit hole where I'm like, where do I stop?
I can see this look on your eyes. You even getting lost.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, don't let this shit suck you in, man. Because I'm telling you, it wants to have something to say about advertising.
Oh, it does.
It's almost like it's having something to say about advertising. It even gets to a point where it's almost vegetarian propaganda.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of us have been in a situation where you ever talk to somebody who they thought they were smart, and they start talking some shit that even they got lost in what they were saying.
Oh yeah,
and they will tell you at a point. They'll look at you and just say, "I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore."
That's this movie.
The people who made this movie, I'm sorry if I'm insulting them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They want to say something really profound about advertising, and they want to combine it with this science fiction story that, when you get right down to it, this movie loses whatever it is that it's trying to say within this science fiction part that kicks in the second part of the movie. Because that is you want to talk about the evils of advertising. Talk about this motherfucker being advertised. Talk about this shit. I'm looking at this shit on TV. I'm even looking at the poster. I'm like, oh, this is a cool movie about almost like They Live, where it's a guy who all of a sudden wakes up and sees the nefarious ways of advertising, and he notices all the brands out there that I didn't know they were going to go this far at the movie, but I thought like, oh, it's just all subliminal.
Right.
He sees things, that's messages out there that nobody sees. It's viral, it's gone rampant, it's crazy. They've actually become like these holograms that are probably going around convincing people to buy shit. No, it gets to a point where the movie doesn't even deliver on that for half the film.
Oh, yeah.
It's more about this guy. What was his name?
Mishka.
Mishka.
Misha. Is it Misha or Mishka?
Misha.
Misha, that's right.
Who's played by this kid Ed Stoppard, and it's about his story, about his rise to advertising, how he became this advertising genius. But when it gets to a point where he's in this scandal because of this chick for this reality show that they're trying to make about how to make fat people sexy, when that goes wrong, he disappears out the movie for a little bit. And then we find out that he's a hermit living on this farm. He's herding cows. Why is he herding so many cows? Oh, because he's going to sacrifice one, which is going to wake him up and let him see all this crazy advertising ways. That's when the movie goes crazy. And that's halfway in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if you've seen the trailer and you thought, oh, this is going to be cool like They Live, you're very wrong. You can't imagine how wrong you are about that. And that's the biggest thing I discount with this movie is like you walk in and you go like, wait a minute, this is so much more like Southland Tales than anything else I've seen.
Wow, you know what? I didn't even think about that. As crazy as Southland Tales was, this is right up there with it.
Because what you can see is like whoever made this, the director, he has his head so far up his own ass and thinking that he's being profound and complex and delivering all these messages, and what he's really doing is beating you over the head and coming up with stuff that's so like student film kind of stuff that's going on here.
Well,
and is didactic, and you're like, this doesn't even make any sense, and you lost this other thread, and now you beat me over the head with this, and this is pushed way too far, and I don't give a shit about these characters. This guy's lame. Okay, all this time has passed, but you got a little kid who never ages through any of this. It's like I can't keep listing all the things that are wrong with it. But I have a suspicion as to why this movie is in a theater. Why it got greenlit. I mean, why it's in a theater, I don't know. Because honestly, I don't know why it would ever play on a screen bigger than 50 inches.
Well, I could probably explain it a little bit to you.
It all takes place in Russia.
Yeah.
And Peter Hall, one of the film critics here, he was saying how there's a lot of movies. He said this has all the earmarks of a movie that was filmed in Russian, and they had a translator on set, so they would film it in Russian and then say, cut, now retake the scene, and let's do it in English this time.
Yeah, let me tell you something. This is I don't know too much about this film myself. I just know that it's a Russian-American collaboration.
Yeah.
Which is probably why you have almost two different movies being made at the same time. It's the Jamie Bradshaw and Alexander Dularian, if I even said that name right. I can only assume, I might be wrong, I'm assuming that one is American and the other is Russian, and somewhere they lost their translator. Just try to make it. And let me tell you something. If this the best that we can do between a Russian-American collaboration, bring the Cold War back. God damn it.
I was just going to say that.
I don't even want to say, look, because this shit is foul. I thought the Japanese were crazy.
Right.
I thought, no, you motherfucking Russians out y'all's fucking mind if this is a fair representation of who you are.
Yeah, I mean, the rumors must be true that vodka just pours out of water taps in Russia. That's all anybody drinks.
Those motherfuckers have got IVs tapped to their veins with vodka making this kind of stuff. I only wish my life could be as crazy as this. I want to go to Russia now. Fuck Japan.
Well, I mean, this makes me feel like, okay, either this movie is super insulting or Russian people are so primitive and childish that they don't know how to block advertising out of their heads to the point that they're writing on like, no more ads, and we're going to tear this whole building down and kill people until you suspend advertising. It's like, what? Yeah,
I don't get it, and I'm sorry for the Americans that got roped into this, because Jeffrey Tambor is. I love that guy.
Yeah,
he should fucking know better than this. I mean, I don't know what happened here.
You know what, man? I'm sure it's like, hey, take a vacation in Russia, all the vodka you can drink, get a nice paycheck. Nobody in America will ever see this.
Yeah. Okay. Think again, motherfucker. Don't ever take anything for granted that nobody's gonna ever see this. Sex tapes, you creep out and expose people for that. What the fuck you think was gonna happen with this movie?
You know, Lily Sobieski, we ain't seen her in a while. She's like, damn it, I was too old for Hunger Games. That should have been me. And you know, she's supposedly like super smart and speaks all these languages. So she's like, oh yeah, Russian. I could do Russian. I could do English. I can go back and forth. Sure. What's the script? Well, don't worry about it.
Well, apparently she don't know how to say no in any language, because she should have said no at this shit. You're right. She does look like a young Helen Hunt. And I remember when everybody, oh, that poor girl, man. I remember when everybody thought like, oh yeah, well, Helen Hunt got old. Now we got a slot for you right here. We got apparently her career did not go off like we thought it would. They were trying so hard to make her like the next it girl. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I do remember.
Something happened when
it doesn't always take.
When that movie Glass House came out and didn't do too well, not only did that movie shatter, but her career did too. I mean, because you have to, what the fuck happened at a point where you stumbled so bad that you ended up in this half American, half Russian production of this movie. Even she's walking around the movie at one point. You see, as the movie goes on, do you see how the look on her face?
Oh yeah,
she's like, what the fuck happened? Oh
here? Yeah.
How did I end up in this? All of it is filmed in Russia. I think there's even parts where they kind of report about other parts of the world. They film that shit in Russia.
Oh yeah,
and this is mainly a Russian production. And I guess since they were able, and since it's an American collaboration, they said, well, we need to put some Americans in there. We'll get over in the American market. But what you have here now, do you know how these Americans sneak off and they think that they can make a couple of commercials over there
That's
in
what I'm telling
Japan.
you,
or
man.
something.
Yeah.
And those,
Nobody, look, nobody's going to see it. Your career will be fine.
they gave them a lot of money, but the commercials are horrible.
Yeah.
But they think like, oh, nobody's going to see it in America. Think again, motherfucker. Yeah, we do. And that's what this movie is. It's like that movie that Jeffrey Tambor and Lily Sobieski crept off to do. Any English person who's in this movie, they thought that they could just sneak away, get that paycheck, and sweep this goddamn cheap ass Russian film under the carpet, and wasn't nobody gonna see it. Fuck you, motherfucker. Not only did fuck you for thinking you could do that, but fuck you for being in that shit and having it brought over here so that we had to see it.
Yeah, because what's that kid's name? Ed Stoppard?
Yeah.
I don't ever want to see him in anything.
That's you know what? You were so right about this. That's another problem with this movie. We spend half of the movie of them setting up for what we think is going to be the great sci-fi part of this movie, which we learn is not. But they're spending so much time giving you the development, the backstory of a lead character that is not interesting whatsoever.
Not even in the least.
Give a shit about this person.
And the thing is, it's like you watch, you going like, well, this guy's crazy. Well, this guy's crazy. Okay, look, just reveal to him. Let him acknowledge that he's crazy, and let's end this and let me go home.
Yeah.
And it not only refuses to admit that he's crazy, but then it tries to justify it and have these monsters floating around that look like they were made out of elastic bubble plastic. And at one point, like there's so many points that start like in the last half of the movie where you think you've seen it all, and you're like, wow, and almost where the screen goes black, you're just like, well, shit. But it's like, nope, here's another scene. And you're like at a point where a giant Coke bottle pulls itself off of a building, becomes a creature, and starts fighting other creatures in the sky.
Okay,
I was just like, okay, that scene, it comes right into the screen, it goes black. I'm like, wow. All right, well, that's it. I get up, and it's like, nope, still going. Wait,
Yeah.
we got more to show you.
People, let me tell you something. Listen, you can call spoiler alert all you want to on this shit. I don't give a fuck. Really,
This is a public service.
This is not a spoiler alert. This is the goddamn warning. Okay, yeah, you're right. This is a public service announcement. Please be aware of what you're doing. You go see this bullshit here. If you decide to, we're telling you not to.
Don't do it. If we say things that make you laugh, make you go like, I got to see this, because it is one like I can't describe to you how crazy it is. But it's not worth it for you to find out.
Because I'm about to tell you something that's gonna make you think, oh shit, honey, get the keys. We gotta go see this crazy shit. Don't do this shit. I almost feel bad describing it to you because you will want to go up and go see this.
Imagine somebody saying to you like, man, that chick Medusa's the ugliest girl in the world. You wouldn't even believe it. Oh yeah? Let me go see. No. This is like that. Don't do it.
Man, you ain't fucked the things I fucked. Let me go turn to stone. Yeah. Telling you about to waste your fucking time. Let me just tell you though, it's gonna sound interesting. It's not. But the last part of this movie, the big part that you see, because everything that you see in the trailer, literally, except for maybe a second or two, everything happens in that last part of the film.
Yeah,
we
it
talk
is.
about the last 15 minutes of the movie.
minutes.
That's they just took that and made the trailer and they got your ass. But the thing is, when you see it, you man, what happens is these ads, when they come to life, they're creatures, and only this guy can see them after pouring the sacred cow blood on himself. And he has this idea. He's like, I have to stop these ads, and the way he does it is by getting a Chinese company to open up a franchise of vegetarian restaurants in Russia. And the reason why he wants that is because the Russian restaurants, they have ads themselves that are creatures that are going to attack the bad ads.
Yeah.
It's almost like, and they look, and in the ads, they're Pokemons.
They are. I mean, some of them are like those giant creatures at the in the big fight at the end of the Avengers. He just kind of like giant whales floating around in the air, biting other ones, biting kookaburras and cotton balls and cavity creeps and Pokemon.
Yeah. They're ads that are Pokemon that fight each other.
Yeah.
I choose you, Dimsu. And they release these things and they fight each other. Meanwhile, they are on the small screen. Okay, for when they flash it by real quick, it looks fine. I'm telling you, people, these are some of the worst special effects that you will ever see as of late on the big screen.
We're talking about computer graphics that go back to 1986. That's what these look like.
You can see the blue screen lines on this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see.
They might as well have just cut to a screen of Space Invaders.
I mean, this is Saturday morning cartoon shit right here. I mean, really, you talking about we talking about some PS1 type shit, you know?
Big graphics, my friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's God damn it. How many of these kids at home playing their PS3s and Xbox 360s? You think they gonna stand to go see this shit that looks like some goddamn Game Boy shit? No. I mean, this is. I don't know. I know Russia don't have that much money.
But I don't understand. Like, if you know you have a bad special effect, why would you have it on screen for so much, for so long? Like, you know, you tease that shit, you get the idea across, and you pull it away. No, they go into it. They act like you're fully invested in this battle between the ads.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know what's a good ad and what's a bad ad. I was like, just turn the channel, just look away.
Yeah, because I tell you why. Because Vladimir is on his machine, his PC from 1992, their technology apparently just caught up with their studio system over there. He's looking at this shit and he's thinking, this is awesome, Commodore. You know, no, motherfucker, it's not. No, you were 20 years behind the curve here. What the fuck were you thinking? People, I can go on for days talking about this, and I should to make you go through what we had to go through for this. But it comes down to it is a cheap foreign film that somehow, because they had two American actors, one who we know well, one whose career is not even that great right now.
Yeah.
But because they had two American actors in there, somehow it slipped through the cracks and got an American release. And just like this dude in this movie, do not let this fucking ad attach itself to your head and make you go see this bullshit. It is complete bullshit. And the only reason why I'm not giving it a fuck you is because it is fascinating and how terrible it is. That's the only recommendation I can say. If you were like me, I'm that guy that if you told me to go see this after everything you described, I would go knowing it's terrible, and I would have to see it.
Bullshit. You would get up and leave. You sat through it now because you know we had to come talk about it.
Yeah,
it's not your job. If you went to go see this, I don't care if you paid full price to go see it. You would pick up your umbrella and tip your hat to the rest of the audience, and I bid you dumbasses a good day,
and float out that shit like Mary Poppins. Well, fuck you, losers. No, people, and you're right, Leon. The thing is, right, when this movie's about to end, I can't tell you how correct you are, because I was so embarrassed by the end of this that I got up. You know me, man. You know I got to the point where cringeworthy is. It really is. I can't stand to see people. Yeah. I can't stand to see reactions of people around me. I was so embarrassed. I got up and I said, okay, this movie's almost done. I'm just going to watch the rest of it in the aisles, because I do not. It's almost like having sex with somebody that you didn't mean to have sex with the night before. I didn't want to walk out.
It is like that.
I didn't want to look at the faces of the people who saw the movie with me.
Yeah.
Because it was just too uncomfortable. So
it's like y'all all got raped and you don't want to face each other afterwards. Don't want to talk about it.
It's like if you got too drunk and you had sex with somebody you knew you shouldn't have, but you both got to look at each other in the morning. You got to be good. Hey, how you doing? You know, I did not want to see that when I was walking out of there. So I stood in the aisle and I said, okay, fine, the movie's done, because the screen went black. And then as I was walking out, I heard noise. I said, oh, this shit is still going.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I'm going to stay. And then another 5 minutes, screen went black. I was like, okay, now I'm out. Movie came back on again. And I was like, all right, goddamn it. And then I started to get out. And it came back on again 3 times, man. This movie would not fucking end.
I know.
It was almost like those monster movies where you shoot the creature and it keeps coming back. You think it's dead, you look over the body and like, whee! You know, it's like, no. Die, motherfucker, die. Why am I keep going on? It's bullshit, Leon. This is bullshit, man. How many times do I have to put it? It's bullshit.
Man, you being nice. I gotta say, because to me, I was like, wow, like this movie so reminds me of Southland Tales and The Room. That was like, as far as acting goes, I kept thinking of The Room. I was like,
really? The Room with that crazy, the movie with the crazy French guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, to me, it's like that, to where, like, if I got any joy out of it, it's because there was a bunch of other Austin critics and you know, who were there. So there's probably 8 of us in the theater altogether. And there were points where they were just laughing at it, and I would get some chuckles. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm out here at midnight, and I'm not in the mood.
I'm sorry, man.
And it is one where like you can't stop watching it, maybe just because of the what the fuck factor. But at the end of the day, it is like, man, fuck you.
Or the end of the night for you.
End of the night, yeah. I mean, I can't give anything but a fuck you, because even at some old bullshit, you go like, wow, that really sucked. But this is beyond. Like, me saying this movie sucks, that doesn't cover it. I can't describe to you people what an awful bad experience this is, and how laughably bad, except for when it's confusing. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have to stop because I was just explode.
I can see that.
I'm just in shock. Like, did I really just see that? It's like nothing in life has prepared me for this.
Okay, there you go. If there's one compliment you can give this movie, if I was producers, I would say nothing can prepare you for what you're about to see. that you want to talk about advertising. That is the biggest truth in advertising they can give here.
I tell you what, man, what I would love though is like, I wish I could have been there when this thing was touring or going to whatever festivals, or just be there where the people in it show up for the Q&A. I would have loved to hear the Q&A for that, or to see if people clapped, or was there that uncomfortable silence where nobody had questions outside of what were you thinking when you put this together?
By the way, did you give this a rating?
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you. Okay. Yeah, no, you want to, hey, do you want to know how that Q&A would have went? Excuse me, Mr. Director. What were you trying to say with this movie? Director. Shit, I don't know.
Is it not obvious? No.
No, it's not. Good, because we don't know either.
I tell you what, man, the thing to do for any theater, and I think there's only like maybe 2 in town that are showing it, lock the doors once you get the movie started. and put a camera in there.
And stand next to the door and listen to the claw marks of the people trying to escape. That shit was like the end of Carrie. Motherfuckers trying to run out of there. Fuck you, Russia. I ain't got nothing against you, but keep this shit to yourself.
Exactly.
Don't bring, next time y'all send some shit over here like this, I'm gonna nuke them.
I was gonna say, you know what, send a nuke next time.
I'm scared.
I congratulate you. Together, we will change the world.
The time has come to eradicate the competition.